Hey Submarine friends, the last time I made a scrubber video, I missed an important step. My apologies. So when you build a scrubber, you really should have a way to manually breathe through the scrubber. In case you're stuck in the bottom of the lake or ocean and you have no power and you're stuck down there, then you need a way to breathe through this scrubber to keep your CO2 level in check. So what some guys do that have 3D printers, the exit on this fan has a square port, and they print an adapter so that you can put a hose onto this square port, and then you can breathe through that hose. So right now this scrubber draws air in through the side, up through the center, and then out this port. So by making it a manual scrubber, you're just reversing that, and the fan just sits there and does nothing. So your lungs push the air out through this port, out through the sides, and then you scrub the CO2 out. So this is how I do it. So this is the Mouthpiece, which started its life out as one of these filters for painting and stuff. So all you do is you glue a PVC pipe to the exit port on this filter. So there's check valves. You can remove or leave the charcoal filters. Probably wouldn't hurt to leave them. Then I take a piece of hose from a shop vac and connect it to this port. But I decided to make myself an emergency scrubber that's manual. So what this is, it's just a 3-inch PVC pipe. Sorry, this is ABS, it's black, with a clean out cap on top. So the way it works is, I need to use the scrubber. I pull this hose, there's a plug here, oops, the plug is right here. I remove this plug, I put the hose back on. Now the idea with the plug is, you don't want this exposed to air when it's not in use, because then, like you can't see, but the absorbent turns blue and it's no good anymore. So it has to be airtight. So then on the bottom, I have another plug, which I've already taken out. And that just sits right there. Now when it's stored in the submarine, it's stored like this. So this plug can just be a push-on fit because it's held on from the scrubber sitting in its slot in the submarine. So to fill this, you just unscrew it. Easy peasy. Inside I've just taken a piece of plastic and I've drilled holes through it so the air can flow through, and then there's a piece of filter material. So I just fill this with the absorbent, and the filter material actually squeezes the absorbent to keep it consolidated. Screw the top back on. So when you build this thing, if you decide to build one, then at the bottom, you need an air space here with a filter. So it's just the same as this. It's just the same as this end. So at the bottom is the plastic ring, the filter. I mean, you can make this out of anything, but you have to elevate this plastic ring at the bottom so there's an air space, because you want the air to come in and then spread out so that it travels through the absorbent evenly. So it's that simple. And I mean, what did this cost me? It's probably 20 bucks in parts, maybe $20 filter. So under $50 you have a scrubber. Now, I said in my video that this was a very simple scrubber. I guess it is simple, but it can be even more simple. This, you could say, is a complicated scrubber to build, because you can literally take a container, any container, you could use this. You put a false bottom in it with some kind of a rigid screen, then a fine screen on top of the rigid screen. The rigid screen has to be elevated off the bottom. Then you drill a hole in the bottom, mount one of these fans, you've got a scrubber. You don't need a lid, you don't need any of that. I had a submarine that was built in the 70s, and that's how they made their scrubber. It was literally a pot with a screen in the bottom, an air space, and a filter out the bottom, and that's it. That is how simple a scrubber can be. Not bad, eh?